and let the magic begin. Hello! I did mean to say that. How is everyone? Or shall I say, hola mis amigos. I hope you guys are ready. This is it. This is the Holy Land by Angra full album reaction. I just got done listening to it a little while ago, and I have to say how pleased I was with it as an entire piece. Now, this is what I love about listening to an album with the individual songs first, and then going back and listening to it as an entire piece. The individual songs are going to give me that in-depth focus about what's going on. The album listen, is going to give me the overall impression, much like a tapestry being woven together. And this is what it really was to me. It was a tapestry of sounds, just wonderful. I love the musicianship. I love the concept behind what they did musically. The fusion of metal and more of the traditional indigenous Brazilian sounds, the polyrhythms involved in the music. I think it was just a wonderful musical journey, and it was done very well, very crisp, very precise. The guitars are just so... I think that kind of music makes the guitars that much more interesting to listen to, because that's my preferred style, guitar-wise, what my ears want to hear. And when it's interspersed with all these different sounds and instruments, it creates a contrast that only amplifies the appreciation that I have for the guitar playing. So there's not enough that can be said about the musicianship that Angra has, even that early in their career. It's just so wonderful, so refreshing, so lovely to hear. As far as Matos, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but as far as the vocalist is concerned, I think I'm going to stand pat with my overall impressions of him that I've been developing through the individual song reactions. I think he's tremendously gifted, but I'm not sold as the listener as far as him reaching his potential in this album. And I know some of you have commented that when he goes on to his solo career and on with Shaman, he continues to develop. So this is a path that I'm going to follow, and I will follow him as a musician. But as it stands on this album, again, there were many things I think he did absolutely wonderful, were just so powerful. The presentation of his voice, what he was trying to express. But then there were others that was just, to me, came across as just kind of weak and nails on the chalkboard for me. It's a love-hate relationship with his contribution to this work for me. And it's not a judgment thing. It's not a right or wrong. This is my impression. That's really what I have in regards to that. It just, as somebody who's studied history, world history, and that exploration and the clash of cultures that took place in the Western Hemisphere, but also, South America. I know I live in North America, and we're kind of centric when it comes to our culture, but many other cultures in this hemisphere, in this world, and that clash between the Portuguese and the indigenous in the Brazilian area, and then of course the Spanish with the rest of it. Always such a very interesting topic, and it was really nice to hear that brought to music. However, and I just had a stray thought here, so that's why I paused. The strength of the lyrics in Temple of Shadows, if they could have I I want to say reproduce it because Temple of Shadows came later, but if they could have produced those strength of lyrics in Holy Land, I think it would have made the album much better. Because there wasn't really anything lyrically that was powerful enough for me to spend time thinking about, if that makes sense. And that's all I have to say about the lyrics. There's not a whole lot there. Overall, this is a very good album. I like it. I can see why Temple of Shadows has more acclaim attached to it than this one, but overall, a really nice venture into the world of Angra once again. So, and I know you guys have a lot of suggestions, and I will be taking those on board. I do need to pay attention to some of the other bands I've been neglecting, so I'm gonna pause my journey into Angra for now, and move over into some other areas, and we'll see how quickly I come back. So, I hope you're all well. Stay well. Remember to subscribe. And my friends in Brazil, you are still about 17,000 views overall behind my friends from the United States when it comes to viewing, or the amount of views all of the videos get together, cumulatively, excuse me. So, you guys can do it. I'm going to be checking as often as I can. I want to see how often, I want to see those views go up. So if you can, you could do that. You guys can make a strong push for first place here. And there's plenty of videos to choose from. So be well, stay well. I will talk to you in the near future.